right, so welcome to another edition of Jeep 4-1-1. We're here at the bottom of Gold Mountain Trail. We're going to do this video in response to our last video that we did. There seems to be a bunch of uproar on what's legal, what's not legal. So today's going to be a run around the trail. We're going to show illegal areas and we're going to show legal, and we're going to show the reasons why we're putting in this gatekeeper. One of the biggest reasons we're putting in the gatekeeper was for illegal woodcutters. They were taking their pickup trucks up there and getting off into the pebble plains, sensitive areas, illegally cutting wood. So Forest Service gave us permission for the gatekeeper. We're still working on putting a gate up there. So for you folks that have gone up there and said, wow, that gatekeeper looks a little tough, I'm going to go around it, it's not going to be that way for very long. So again, welcome. And this is an Adopt a Trail Bear Valley 4x4 and West Coast 4x4, right?
Those are the two clubs that adopted this trail, and in fact Gold Mountain and West Coast 4x4 that was the first club, and this was the first trail as part of the Adopt a Trail program some 25 years ago. So there's a lot of history here, and one thing that I want to point out, this is a black diamond trail. It's also street legal only. So that means no side-by-sides, UTVs, ATVs, or green sticker motorcycles are allowed on this trail. The other thing is, it is a black diamond. There's a whole bunch of people on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube that talk about this being an easy trail. You can do it in two-wheel drive. That is absolutely not true. The only way you could do that is if you're taking illegal bypasses like Bill was talking about. And that's one of the things we're going to be talking about in this video today. Additionally, we're going to talk about things, different lines you can take on some of the obstacles, and show you some of the difficult spots and some of the easy spots on this trail, so you have a good idea of what you're up against when you drive on this trail. Let's move back to the other side here. Part of our Adopt a Trail program, again, it's Bear Valley 4x4 and West Coast, but we have a sponsor trail program, and this trail is sponsored by Nexon Tire and also by All J Products, which is the local Jeep shop here in Big Bear. So they've been very helpful in providing funds for things like building the gatekeeper. Our club is also, Bear Valley 4x4 has put a lot of money into doing that. And the Adopt a Trail program nonprofit is also going to help us with the gate. So we've had a lot of support. We appreciate what everybody's done for us, and we really appreciate if all of our viewers kind of pay attention to what's going on this trail, because it is at risk and it could be closed. So we want to keep the trail open. That's why our club in West Coast is working very hard to fix problems on this trail and to keep people off the trail that don't belong, like the woodcutters or people that don't have the experience or a capable vehicle. So we'll be showing you some of the obstacles and how to drive on them as we progress up the trail. So stay tuned, and in the meantime, please hit that like button, that bell for notifications, and subscribe. That helps us out and it gets the word out about videos. We're going to be doing a lot more trail videos in 2021, so stay tuned, and thanks for watching.
Right there, hold it. Okay, here we are at the gatekeeper at Gold Mountain that Bear Valley 4x4 Club built. We put a lot of time and effort into this. We also put a lot of money into this. Again, the reason for this gatekeeper is to keep mostly the woodcutters from driving up this road right here. Until we get a gate in, they're still going to be driving up there. But the illegal woodcutters are the ones that are really doing the damage up there. So, as you can see, this Toyota that I picked on last time is actually capable of making it. So we weren't really picking on Toyotas per se. It's more the vehicles that aren't set up or drivers that aren't necessarily experienced. They're capable, they just don't know it yet. The reason that we put this in here is this is a black diamond trail. And so if you can't make this, you don't belong up there. And what's happening is a lot of people were making some illegal bypasses and saying, oh yeah, the trail's easy if you use the illegal bypass. Well, we're working diligently to get those bypasses shut down. We're also working diligently to block them so the Forest Service doesn't come up here and say, look, you guys have lost control of this trail, we're going to shut it down. And none of us want that. So that is really the biggest reason for this gatekeeper. That, and it's fun. It is a black diamond trail, so we're going to make it fun. right now, this is the correct way. This is one of the switchbacks near the bottom of the trail. And it's really not all that difficult. But as you can see behind me over here, people have already created an illegal bypass. And this is the kind of stuff here that's going to get the trail shut down. This really isn't that much easier, but it's going to erode the top of the road. And it's just totally unnecessary. So please don't. Okay, so an example of what I'm talking about is the water's going to come down this road. It's going to run down here, across underneath where my Jeep's parked right now, and it's going to come down here and wash out the side of the road. That's what we're trying to avoid. Eventually we get this all washed out, there will be no road. That's right. We get down there, there's more switchbacks. It's going to take out that section of road and that section of the road. So if you look down over this way, you can see we're not too far up on the trail just yet. That's North Shore Drive or Highway 18 right there. Okay, so here's an area what we're talking about when we say you're not supposed to go on the pebble plain. And that's why the fence is here. This is a very sensitive area. And I can't begin to tell you how many hours we have in repairing this fence because of people who say, gee, that looks like a nice place for a stop and a picnic. But this is a sensitive area. The pebble plain has sensitive foliage on there that grows only here, no place else in the world, and we want to keep it protected. So please help us out. If there's a fence, even if it's torn down, don't drive over it.
Where we're standing, this is actually the original Gold Mountain Road. It went out across the pebble plain, so over 25 years ago, this whole trail was going to be closed so that vehicles wouldn't go out on the pebble plain. Fish and Wildlife, or actually, Fish and Wildlife made a compromise with the Forest Service that if the trail was rerouted, it could keep the trail open. And to do that, it had to become a Black Diamond Trail because 100 yards up the trail is the first of the two waterfall obstacles. So about 25 years ago, the trail was rerouted. This was blocked off, but this section has been reopened numerous times. And Bear Valley 4x4 Club has blocked it off. It goes right out onto the pebble plain, which, as Bill said earlier, is a very sensitive area. So please don't remove the fence or the slash that's here to close this off. Stay on the designated route, because going out here is going to get this trail closed.
This is the trail coming up that you're looking at right now. And if you look to the right, you can see our Jeeps. That's actually where the trail has been rerouted. And like Don said, about 100 yards or less up that road is the first obstacle. So that's actually what made it a fun trail. But we're trying to keep it open, so let's stay on the trail. Alright, so here we are at the first obstacle on Gold Mountain. This is a lot of fun. There's not just one way up, there's several ways up. All the way to the left over there, that is passable. Gets you up almost to 45 degrees. It's a lot of fun. The next one over is what we call the Prius route. Pretty much anything can make that. And that's where most people are going that don't think they have the capability. Mostly it's driver. Most vehicles that are set up at all have a little bit, have more capability than a lot of the drivers. There's this route right here. This is actually another challenging route. Takes you up this way. This used to be one of only two, so it was here and over there was the original route, and up and over this way. Now, for those who really like a challenge, coming up the right side over here, you get a little wonky, a little tippy, but it's a lot of fun. You're hanging on the edge, but it is in fact doable. Of course, we'll see how doable it is with wider 60s.
Yes, we will.
All right, so Don's gonna take his rig up that way. We're gonna take our rig up this way. Wendy's gonna spot. So stay tuned, let's have some fun. So I was about to say, for those of you watching, that was done without lockers. So that last little shelf right there, yeah, you can use lockers, but if you just use driving technique, you can get up and over it. So this is my Jeep, first time driver, and he's up and over, no problem. Don's rig. He's gonna pick what I consider to be the hardest line going up this trail. You got to hug that tree, and your tires are down here on this side, so it gets a bit tippy.
So this is the pebble plain that needs to be protected. Fortunately, the fencing and the signs we put up have kept people from reaching through here. As we go up, we'll see if there's any other places where the fences have been knocked down and people are going out onto the pebble plain. Okay, there are 3 or 4 lines you can actually take up here. You can get real close to the tree on the right, and I don't know that one is easier than the other because the rocks are kind of loose until you get up on the unmovable rocks. But we prefer to go up the left side. It's probably a little bit more challenging, and that's where Bill's going to go.